epitome of real, the definition of truth. Nikki C and the place to be. Love yourself, know yourself, be true to yourself, and stay fly. Peace, what it do, y'all? It is me, Nikki C, and the place to be, and this is Frequencies, and we are featuring LAQ today. She came back because she got a lot to say about what we've been seeing.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey. So, how you been?
I'm good, girl. I'm good. I'm just, trying to, hold it together. Trying to hold it together in this crazy world right now.
Yeah, it's a lot going on in the world today.
A lot. Too
And I,
much.
yeah, and I don't think people realize what's really going on. But at the same time, it's a lot of people that don't want to believe what's going on. They want to act like somebody just attacking people and this and that. But at the end of the day, this stuff has been going on for a very long time.
Yeah. It's just being exposed.
Yeah, it's been going on for a long time. Now I'm hearing that Fat Joe has been accused of doing some very colorful things in the background. And I mean, it's just only a matter of time before everyone gets exposed for these activities. And I keep hearing a lot of people say, ain't nothing wrong with Diddy. Diddy just was a little bit freaky. No, it's more than being freaky. It's not just being freaky. It is obsessively having freak offs. Like you having a freak off, like you're addicted to that just as much as drugs.
Right.
So I'm wondering, when are people going to look at this a little bit differently and say, well, damn, something was really wrong with Diddy. Something was going on with Diddy that we can't pinpoint, but I don't think this is normal behavior. There's no way that I'm going to say this is just some little thing that he likes to do in his pastime as a hobby or whatever the case. This is overindulgence to the 10th power.
Yeah. It definitely sounds like it, like a spiritual thing. It's deeper than just it sounds deeper than even a fetish or something. It whatever it is, it sounds like it has taken over.
And that's true. I know that people don't want to be that, look at things the way that I can see them,
Hmm.
or maybe a few other people can see them. But I could just say that, I don't believe that Sean Combs is even there anymore. Like you said, what
Yeah.
was that little saying you have about where Diddy is?
In the sunken place,
In the sunken place, man.
he is no longer driving the car.
And now they brought out a tape or some type of text messages where he was trying to get mad and tell Cassie that she owed him money for paying the personal trainer. Like he felt some kind of way because she let him pay for that dude to be messing around with her. So he wanted his money back for the personal training sessions.
Makes sense.
They do coming from Diddy. It makes sense. Shit, you put nothing past him. He'll try anything once. So he tried to make her feel guilty about her dealings, and she was talking smack back to him, telling him, "You owe me."
Yeah. I mean, at
Yeah,
the end of the day, he did owe her because she had a contract with him for
she-
albums that never, they never produced them. So he owed her money. But as far as their sex life, I don't know about that.
and then I also have a lot of people having a problem with how is it a RICO? They don't understand the RICO charges. They don't understand how it could be a RICO. But when you really look at it, this crime has all the elements of a RICO because he had an organized way of planning freak offs. And every one of the people that testified have stated that they knew that he was paying these sex workers
With the company money, right?
with the company money. So at the end of the day, they got records showing the transactions.
Hmm. It just seems odd to me. It seems like it's like trying to tell a story without naming the players. Something is missing. Feel like we're only getting part of the story, and that's why a lot of people are confused.
More confused.
Hmm. There's a lot missing, and we know why. You know.
Yeah, we know why it's a lot missing, but at the end of the day, even with those things that are missing, there's enough evidence that's stating that these activities have taken place,
Hmm.
certain actions have been made, people have flown from state to state,
Right. Right.
and that already in itself is trafficking. If you fly one person from one place to another for sexual reasons, that makes it trafficking.
Hmm. Yeah.
Then you sat here and you threaten people to make them do it. So you coerce them into completing each action you wanted them to complete for your own pleasure. Even when they didn't want to, even when they said they didn't want to, you still came up with a way to force them. So I mean, there's not much they can really come back with for these things. It's not much you can come back with.
Yeah. And how much longer is this trial going to go on?
That part I don't know. I heard that was pretty much one of the last witnesses, but I'm not sure because there's a lot missing to me. We expected more people to come up, but they're also saying that Allie Carter is in federal custody.
What? In cut?
Yeah, I got some footage, and this content creator said we can use his stuff. So let's take a look.
Okay.
Not him. Where is it? Oh, there it go. Let me look.
There are people that are watching and listening that have been through horrible things, lost family members, lost children, etc. So when we speak of these things, it can be A person can be just going about their day, living their day, having a good day, listening to your commentary, and then you say something that can pull them back into a really, really dark place with no warning. I think that Allie should be more careful about how she's displaying this information just so people don't take it as she's being.
Now, as I said, when Allie was spilling all this tea back in the day, a lot of people didn't believe her. And they even called her a liar. However, word on the street now is she's currently in witness protection, and the evidence she handed over to the police will be used in Diddy's ongoing case to get him imprisoned. Apparently, Diddy's team was trying to bury the evidence she brought by labeling her crazy. But the prosecutors aren't having it, and they are reportedly fighting to have it all used in court and possibly even officially list her as one of Diddy's victims. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, I felt it in my gut that she was going to end up going MIA before his trial because of her speaking out. I wish she would have just waited until after the trial to reveal herself. Praying that she and her family are alive and well. No weapons formed against her shall prosper. Another person said, right. If she was that crucial, then why was she not in witness protection? Did she refuse witness protection? Yes. Why is there no announcement? Allie said there was a former president at the party with an underage person. So this would explain a lot. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Diddy getting exposed by Allie Carter? And do y'all really think she's in witness custody? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.
That's interesting. She's in the witness protection program.
So at this point, everything that people went against, they try to make a mockery out of, they try to make it seem like somebody's lying, they create content off this girl and all this stuff, but I still couldn't understand why, because I saw her years ago before this all came out, years back, that she was saying all this stuff. Maybe she wasn't saying Diddy, but she was bringing out her story about being trafficked and how, she got away.
She did. I remember seeing her at least 2 years ago. And if the things that she talked about, a lot of people that, former presidents and stuff.
So that just explains to me why everything is still very vague. It's only just focusing on these women, this mule, and they just want to use all that stuff to be able to put him away, but they don't want to bring up any of the other things.
Right. So it's like their focus is solely on Diddy.
So we have yet to see if this Allie Carter stuff is true. If it is, then we know that, whatever she was saying had to have some truth to it.
Well, we'll see if she actually makes the witness stand.
That part. So,
because is she in the witness protection program because they want her to testify, or
have to be? I mean, or
is she just being put away somewhere?
Or
stop talking.
She could be in a witness protection just because she did turn in that affidavit she said she turned in a long time ago. Remember that?
Yeah, she did. She put a picture of it up on YouTube. I remember seeing it.
So don't underestimate Allie Carter around here, y'all. Don't listen to these streamers who want to defame off someone else's name, because a lot of people will sit here and talk all that shit and make up shit and tell you all this shit to get you off track, and then all that shit is turn around and be real.
But she's been quiet ever since the trial started.
She has. So we have yet to see. That's all I can say. Now, R. Kelly. Recently, R. Kelly was basically said to be have overdosed on his medication. He had more than he had a double dose of his own medication. I'm trying to figure out how was he able to get a double dose? It had to be somebody trying to take him out. To me,
Because who gave it to him, right? How
yeah,
did he?
the staff had to give it to him, unless he had an inside job to where he can get sick and then be able to accuse these people of that. But I don't know.
Hmm.
But he's closely linked to a lot of this stuff. I don't care what they say about R. Kelly and all this ain't together. I think all of it has a lot to do with each other because these same men have been doing these same acts for years. They spoke about it in songs. If you really listen to the lyrics, you can hear them saying what they want to do and what they're doing. So we can't underestimate these characters. These characters have been doing this for decades.
Right. And even when we heard about it, people tend to ignore it or brush it off, especially his true fans.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we're hearing all this stuff from Diddy's trial, when we look back on some of the music we heard, it's like they've been telling us this story the whole time.
The whole time. And
I'm,
then go ahead.
Now I'm suspicious of everybody.
Girl. I mean, you don't have to be because every time you turn around, a new person is coming out with some allegations. They're saying Fat Joe
Wow.
was accused of raping or sexually assaulting women, young girls. They weren't even of age.
So
Uh, Exchanging money for oral sex.
how do you get access to these young girls?
It's not hard. That's what I've been trying to say. I've been trying to say that the music is made to influence the young people. It influences is them, and they're following these characters. If they see these characters, they're going to want to be up under them.
So, like, they go to the concerts and stuff.
Yes, and they become groupies, and they're backstage. They're finding ways. They're finding out what hotels they're in. They're doing all these things to be with these celebrities,
Yeah.
not knowing that because you acting like that and you being thirsty, that they're going to think that you would do anything. And that is why that's Diddy's angle on all these women. He knows what they want. And as long as he knows what they want, he can manipulate them with what they want. He's done that over and over again. Just like when the lady got upset that he went to what is it, Kirk's and Caicos? How do you say it? Anyway, they went to Turks and he had a ball with the other lady. What's her name? Young Mom Miami. He took her somewhere, and then this Jane Doe woman was jealous of that, and so he utilized that jealousy that she had to get her to do a thing that he wanted her to do, and he did that over and over again. And that's what these men do. These men sit here and pit the women against each other on purpose so that they can get them to compete
Mm-hmm.
with each other for his love.
Yeah. I mean, but don't they all do that? They don't
They
have to.
all do that. They all do that. They really all do that. I just seen somebody do that and tried to put my name in it and had this woman thinking I wanted him, and I didn't even wasn't thinking about his butt. Wasn't even attracted to him, but because he had a way with her mind, he had her mind like that. So she want to fight and be mad or whatever, but it wasn't even going that way. It wasn't even that.
See.
I just cussed them both out and left it alone. But it just doesn't make any sense that, these men have this kind of control.
Kind of power over women.
Yeah, they have this power over women because they know what we want. They know what we want. And if we're not careful, we'll be ending up right in the palm of their hands. It's a no-brainer.
Yes. But I guess you have to reach a certain level of maturity to figure that
Well,
out.
you know what? I don't even think it got nothing to do with that. Because if you are into a man, if you into this man, he'll be able to convince you of some shit. No matter how strong you are, to me, that's what I think. You just have to be careful, and you got to try to be careful. But they so slick,
They are, especially the problem is
so slick.
when you become intimate with them, that's when you become vulnerable.
Yeah, and when you become intimate, because you've opened yourself up to this person sexually, you've given your body to him. So now y'all connected in a way. So Diddy connected himself to every one of those women. So he had more influence over him after that.
Yeah, and he knew. I think he figured them out himself. He knew what to look for. He tested them.
He did. He tested him. He told her, "I'm gonna kill you if I find out you're giving any of this information to Death Row, I'll kill you."
Yes,
So
my
why you stay after he said that he'll kill you?
if I'm receiving death threats on my first day at work, this is probably not the job for me. I mean, good grief, the first day at
You
work.
just told me you'll kill me. Like what the hell?
Yeah, yeah. I might not be back tomorrow, and without notice. I'm just not coming back. I'm not coming back for more of that.
Mm-mm-mm.
But they were looking for a certain lifestyle too.
Yeah, seeing that right there is like what are you willing to do for a certain kind of lifestyle?
Right, right. And then they really didn't get it because he was paying one $10,000 a month.
Hmm.
Come on now.
That was for her rent. What else? She didn't have no extra money from that.
She could have worked someplace else and then made that money. 10,000 a month. Come on. She didn't have to do all of that for 10.
Well, but you
Mm,
know, it's not just the money; it's the
lifestyle.
status of hanging around Diddy
Mm-hmm.
that they were so excited about.
Yeah. And they paid dearly for that. And they're not going to get paid like Miss Cassie.
Yeah, they're not. Speaking of which, the Tyler Perry case, this case that this man is filing against Tyler Perry
He
is he
he tried to break the bank.
he trying to get as much as he can to make his life easy for the rest of his life. He ain't trying to play. He
Girl,
coming in high as he could possibly go.
he gonna feed all of his whole legacy. Everybody gets fed off that. Nobody in the family will ever have to work.
They won't ever have to work.
Oh my goodness. A lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people are saying they don't believe Tyler Perry would put himself in that in a position like that.
So they didn't believe the first person who came out and told that Tyler Perry was like this.
Right,
That
right.
he was, and I felt something before any of this stuff started coming out because I was like, damn, Tyler Perry got the most finest black man you could ever find on the earth on his movies,
He sure did.
in his plays, and on his shows. He find all the fine ones be on there.
All of them.
How
Hands.
he do that? I was like, how he do that?
Yep, he sure did.
And then when Christian came out and said what he said, he wasn't even saying no names, but I was just like, who else he talking about?
Everybody knew, and he had our full attention.
Who else could he be possibly talking about?
And then he just went. We didn't hear anything else.
Yep, and he worked with Tyler Perry with that show, All the Queen's Men. That's his show. He wrote it,
Mm.
and Perry put money behind it and put it out.
Didn't he continue to work with Tyler Perry after he did that video?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I can't put nothing on that one. I
Mm.
don't know. I just know that I saw him a couple of more times. Then I didn't see him no more. So I don't know if he what's going on with him right now. But he said he was over there. He drank some drinks. He drank about 5 or 6 Hennessy's. That's a lot.
That
He
is a.
was, he was sleepy. He laid down. I don't do stuff like that because you don't want to be in nobody's house. You don't want to be nowhere else when you drinking and stuff. So he ended up laying down. Next thing you know, somebody was in the bed trying to touch on him.
And after 5 or 6 Hennessy's, he may not have been able to fight him off.
No, but he said he did. He pushed him off. He said he fought him off.
And he left. Did he say he left after that?
I think so. Let me see if I had found that too. Let me see.
I remember that story. That was crazy.
See, the reason why I don't want to show that is because, let me see, what's his last name? Christian Keys?
Hmm. It was long, too.
You said what?
It was long.
It was long?
Yeah, it was long.
I didn't do it. I ain't gonna I just wanted to say that little part.
So yeah, a lot of people are saying they just can't believe it. They're finding it hard to believe this guy's story, the new guy.
Well, somebody had the text messages.
Mm.
Was it Armand? It was somebody who had the text messages and was saying what it was.
From the guy that just filed his.
Yeah, and Tyler Perry was basically trying to bait him in and telling him, you're gonna be so happy being with me, this, that, and this. Like, oh, I know who did it. It was Information Man. Information Man had me dying laughing about that. The way he was explaining it. But it is what it is. Everybody think it's an attack on the black man, but it was already set up for this all to happen like that. This is what it was. This is why they were allowed to get so famous and allowed to come in and do so much so that they can be humiliated in the end and be blamed for everything. It's going to look like they're the only ones doing all this shit. And I
Right.
said that already. That was what my download was. I keep saying it was like they're going to make it seem like they did all of it. They did everything. They're the ones doing all this stuff. They're put in the forefront of all this when there's plenty of other people involved. They're not going to expose them. They're going to only expose these people. These are the ones who will take the fall.
Yeah, because we already know when Bill Cosby went down, how did Bill Cosby go down without Hugh Hefner going down?
I don't know. I don't know because they protected him. We have to stop trying to act like we don't know that these laws that we have that apply to us, they don't apply the same way to them. We have to know that
Right. And that's any industry.
in any industry and anywhere we are, other people are not going to get treated the same way.
The laws and the rules are for us to keep us in control anyway. You know.
To keep us in control and to take us away from our true, authentic selves. So that's what I wanted to bring up about the thing that's going on with Diddy. This is not his true, authentic self.
No.
This is not his true, authentic self. And these are the things that I'm talking about. When you want to participate in your life as your true, authentic self, you will never, not never get involved with all this other stuff because you will be too busy trying to keep your frequency on a certain level. This is why I know that these people have been taken over because they're not operating like that. They're operating like they have to feed something. Like, why would Diddy need to have these freak offs so frequently? Why would he have to do it all the time? Why would he be begging these people to do it and getting mad when they didn't do it? Only because it was something much more going on with him. He needed to do it. He had to do it. It was a purpose behind why he did it.
So are you saying that he may have been exposed to it and then it got out of control and he wasn't able to control it?
I'm saying that it was a thing where the reason why he had to do it so much, like, why do you have to go 48 hours and all them hours that they
Oh,
said he was doing this? It was like an ongoing thing, like he wouldn't stop.
and he couldn't see he wouldn't sleep.
That's what I'm saying. Who the hell gonna do that? Like, that's not normal.
Oh,
That's not normal. That's like something else is over you. You got something came over you.
yeah. Oof, that's sad. It's really sad. That's some crazy stuff right there. It was spiritual. It had to be.
It is. But nobody's going to say that. They're going to continue to act like this man woke up one morning and decided that he wanted to be like this. He got exposed to something that he cannot control. Something came on him and never left him and
Because
made him do that.
how could you even function? How do you even function like that?
That's not you. You're not your true, authentic self. I don't care what they say. I don't care what anyone says. He is not his true, authentic self. He is not the him that he was created to be.
Yeah, no.
He is not the him he was created to be. He let all these material things and all this stuff, these are all things that go against everything that what God would say, with the biblical principles. Everything that he's doing is going against the biblical principles, but we'll have Christian people sitting here saying all this other stuff except what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You have to acknowledge what's going on. You have to acknowledge the spiritual attack that's happening.
Right,
But
right.
see, people ain't gonna do that. They're gonna say all this and that. Oh, they just doing it because he a black man. No, think about it. This is darkness against the light. This is
Yeah,
the light against the dark, and this is what's going on.
right.
This
Exactly.
is nothing but darkness, and people are not gonna say that. And if you go to the other lady we listened to, what's her name?
Who?
Prophetess,
Oh, Celestial?
Celestial.
Yeah.
She's the only one that might is a little bit closer to what I'm talking about, but she's not even saying it like that. She's making it seem like it's still the person too. Well, Diddy's gonna pay. He's gonna pay handsomely for this. You're not saying that Diddy has been taken over for real. Diddy is gone. He's taken over. Ain't nobody in their normal selves are gonna do any of this shit. The true authentic self. This is not the true authentic self. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. And so, what about the women that participated?
They just as demonic as well. Like that other lady, something was wrong with her. You don't think nothing was wrong with her? The one who wanted to do it and liked it, really liked it a lot?
I think it's something wrong with all of them.
But all of them, but something else was going on with her for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I could see is because his what was going on with him was so strong. The being that he had become or that had taken over him was so strong. They were afraid of it. So that's what made them do it. That's what made them have to do it because they had been there too long. They could if they would have got away in the beginning, it would have been different. But they didn't. They kept participating. So you can't just up in the middle of everything say, "Oh, I don't want to do it." You should have said that in the beginning.
And so, what are they doing now? Because they were involved in it like enough to have it had for it to become a habit at least.
For them to start having their own,
Hmm.
they might be having their own, or they might just be like, "I don't want to do it no more." Now that I got my children, and my family.
Hmm.
But the other lady, we know that she was going on freak offs with other people. But Cassie started having her own family and stuff. So we don't know. We can't say that she's doing that.
Hmm. That's crazy. That's just. Ugh.
It's so crazy. This is something to think about. It's more to think about than to just look at it at on the surface. It's more underlying layers of this bullshit. Now, no, I said I wasn't gonna say no bad words. I'm trying to do my best. I'm doing my best to not do that because I want people to listen to me. I don't want people to feel like, you know, I don't know.
Well, it is what it is, you know. So
What
that's
is,
when you think about it.
let's see what Christian had to say real quick. That's what I wanted to see. He was saying,
sexually harass me, pressure me into. Let me cut the TV down. 'Cause it don't need to be this loud. What's going on, y'all? I want to talk to you about some stuff, and it's been on my heart, so I want to speak on it. All right. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing amazing. Um, I am. I've been speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. Um, what I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. And I really, like, it's in my bone marrow to discuss that because thankfully God built me the way that he built me, but I, I'm not sure, based on this person's claims and brags, that he's literally got at the same time this person was sexually harassing me for years. Um, he was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll and they just had to show up when he was when he requested them to be there. And clearly that's why it felt to him that it was okay to say these things. And I really, I want to have these discussions. I want to be transparent with y'all about that. I've done my best to forgive this person, but it happens. It happens. It's not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. And that's why a lot of my posts over the last few years have been about taking the scenic route, taking the long way around, because if that means that you can carry your integrity with you, then, and it's 11:11. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for another opportunity to connect with you. Please forgive my sins, my shortcomings, my bad decisions, and my mistakes. Please continue to guide and protect us as only you can. Everybody that's watching, it's not a presentation. If I see 11:11, I try to have another conversation with God. So thank you, Heavenly Father. I appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen. That's interesting. But there are people that will and have and will continue to, unfortunately, offer these things. And some of them are your heroes. Some of them are people who y'all like, oh yeah, such and such is amazing, and he does this and he does that. Yeah, but he also does this and that. I at some point soon it's gonna have to come out. I've kept one of these on me since 05. Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. And once the sexual harassment started, I was like, well, I got to protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above. And the difference is, the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that they can't prevent you from turning all of those things over to the police, because sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And Tams, you literally just asked, why do we as Black people have to deal with that? But sometimes it's our own people. Sometimes it's our own heroes.
So he said it.
Yeah.
He said everything that the white man saying right now in his stuff. But nobody wanted to believe Christian. And they still don't want to believe the white guy. So I don't know.
Well, people they are infatuated with these people.
Just
And
because
it's
they got money, man.
a long time for them to believe it.
Yeah, he didn't have no business doing all that.
Look how long it took for people to believe R. Kelly's story. What happened with these people that were remember the young lady, the young girl, the
Mm-hmm.
time the first video came out? How
Mm-hmm.
many years was it before R. Kelly actually went to court and went to well, he went to court, but he got away with it the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got away with it. Even on the Boondocks, it showed the R. Kelly trial on the Boondocks. The
And it was
cartoon,
video.
the cartoon talked about the little boy was like, "No, R. Kelly." He was all supporting R. Kelly. The little boy. It was just showing how we are, like how we control everything, for real. We supported it, and acted like Sparkle didn't bring her damn own niece over there.
Right, right.
She brought her own damn niece over there. And the same with Aaliyah and them. Like, how do you leave a
Right.
little kid with a grown ass man?
Right.
Y'all knew what time it was.
Exactly.
Y'all did a favor for a favor. That's what y'all did. But y'all want to make it seem like this man just did that on his own. They was involved too. They should have gotten in trouble.
That uncle, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's the story on Fat Joe?
It's just that Fat Joe been over there messing with young underage women, underage girls, paying them for sexual favors, oral sex, and all this other stuff. I got the video on that too. We can hear about it if you want to. But we have that pulled up as well.
Hmm. So who else we got? TD Jakes.
Well, they said something about TD Jakes the other day. I saw a video with TD Jakes actually, and he was saying he just went over Diddy house. He said, "This is what I don't want." He went over to Diddy's house for his birthday and just to say happy birthday for a few seconds. He said, "I wasn't even there that long, and now they got me having a whole affair."
Oh, he said he wasn't even there that long. But he had pictures in different outfits.
Hey, you got different outfits. You've been over there more than once. You prayed for him. He
Okay.
donated money to your church.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. They got him. He quiet as hell. He didn't gave up the church.
You mean to tell me he just went over there to say happy birthday to the brother and all this happened?
Since when do pastors need to have to go say happy birthday to a rapper or anybody who got something to do with the hip hop scene? Why you got to be all over there?
Well, that was one birthday party he should have missed.
Even if he do donate to the church, you don't have to go to his party. You ain't supposed to be in that kind of environment. They just love to try to make it be okay, but it's not okay, and you know it. Even if you going by the Bible, you know that you ain't supposed to be over there. Let's talk about that. You're not supposed to be over there in that kind of company. You're not supposed to be in that environment. But they're not gonna say that. They're gonna act like that everything is okay and they can do this. They make their own rules as they go.
Because they were supposed to be avoiding even the appearance. And if you at the white parties, anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen with that big bed in the backyard.
Well, Kanye told us what was happening with the big bed in the backyard.
Yep, he did that video and showed everybody. See, they've been telling this whole time. They've been telling us what they've been doing, what kind of activities they've been into, and who was there. Because everybody that was
Kanye,
on that bed had something to do with it.
Kanye said everybody was in bed with everybody based on that video.
And that's what this is. That's why this is all them trying to put all this to be the most important part of it, because they don't want to bring anybody else's name up.
Mm-hmm.
They want Diddy to go down for his own specific crimes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want nobody else's name to get brought up. So we just gonna sit back and watch the show and see what happens.
They focus on Diddy. They probably have a whole bunch of evidence that we can see. Because it'll implicate other people.
Mm-hmm.
What did we used to call them? The untouchables.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's going on.
So we get the watered down version of the trial.
Yeah.
We get woman after woman coming on saying, he said we were in a relationship, so I did the freak offs.
Yep, he didn't. Nah, they didn't have to do it. So what other thing did I need to bring up? I'm trying to think. I said something about R. Kelly being set up. Fat Joe. We talked about the spiritual stuff. We talked about everything now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
Did you have any more to add?
No. I hope we don't end up going to war.
Oh, that's the next thing. I thought you heard something about that before. Weren't you saying something about the what happened today? Was that today?
It was yesterday, last night, in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's why I saw those dreams of shooting and military people. The way they was, you know how they do that low crawl?
Well, we bombed 3 nuclear sites in Iran.
That's why I was having a dream I had. Like I said, I dreamed of shooting. And basically they were doing that low crawl. You know how they do that low crawl?
Mm-hmm.
Coming up to attack somebody.
Sneak in there.
Sneaking in there. And that's what I dreamed last night, this morning, whatever time.
Well, that's pretty much what happened. I guess they destroyed their nuclear sites because
So who did this? America?
Trump gave the order. But we haven't declared war. We're just doing warlike stuff.
Mm. I don't know. They think nobody can come over here and do nothing to us. That's why they do all this shit.
Yeah. Well, our president, he's feeling big and powerful. He got a lot of going on right now.
He got I want to call it the militia on the streets of LA. Are they even still out there? That's what I don't know.
I haven't heard anything. I think no, I don't think so. Mm-mm. The mayor lifted the curfew.
Yeah,
But they've been over here, they, um, Pop fireworks and celebrating something.
Yeah, I heard some shit last night too. I was in there on my bed and I heard something sound like someone was shooting. Either they was doing fireworks or something. And I came here and my son didn't even hear it. The dog didn't even start barking, so I don't know. Maybe I got a little forewarning or a premonition about what they was going to get ready to do over there in Iran.
Hmm. Maybe. Because they definitely did it last night in the middle of the night or early.
Always doing something.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't nothing we can do, y'all. We just gotta sit back and keep our prayers in
Mm-hmm.
and keep the faith that we've been having in God because ain't nothing we can do.
Nothing we can do about it. If the president is not even asking Congress, he still don't care what we think.
We don't give a hell what we think, y'all. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I done looked at Armand. I looked at Nick at Night. I done looked at Tisa Tales. I looked at all of those people
Mm-hmm.
come up with what I feel about this case. I've been watching them all week, and this is what I came up with about Diddy, and really nothing he can do as far as this RICO goes, because he has everything that's on this case has all the elements of a RICO. There's no way around it. They've proven it.
Mm-hmm. They done.
So the only thing that's gonna stop him from going is if Trump is gonna pardon him. Other than that, he got all this stuff carried weight. It carries years, 10 years
Mm.
for one offense. So if they add all that up, he probably never see the light of day again. And I'm not saying this because I want him to go. That's the point. I don't want him. I'm not sitting up here wishing nothing bad on nobody. But if you do all these things with no regard to what was getting ready to happen afterward, like people ain't gonna hold you down that long. They're gonna be down with you for a minute, but when the going gets tough, everybody's gonna tell on you.
Right.
Just like the little mule dude, the little drug dude. He telling everything too.
He telling on everybody.
He's saying what was going on. He's giving them the operation. Like basically he would have to go get I think he was getting like the Airbnbs and stuff and making sure that the drugs was there and all that. So if you're getting hired to do all that, that is all a part of a racket.
And all these people that participated got immunity, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
All of them getting immunity, but they don't need to get no fucking immunity. They all need to go to jail right with his ass. I know for sure that dude got immunity.
Hmm. The one that was transporting the drugs, huh?
Yeah, they said he got immunity. I don't know who else could have gotten immunity. Maybe I don't know if the KK girl, did she testify yet? His assistant?
I haven't heard anything from her.
I don't think she testified yet. We'll see tomorrow when Tisa Tales get up there. She gonna tell us.
Mm-hmm.
I like her little commentary. Like she come outside and talk during the hours of court. And
Mm-hmm.
next goes with Nancy Grace. She goes on there with Nancy Grace too. So
Mm-hmm.
pretty dope.
Yeah, Tisa Tales is doing a good job.
Her and Armand are like the best.
Mm-hmm.
He did that shit again the other night. He had on some little shorts. He'd be so funny. He had on them little shorts and he was trying to explain something that happened. I was like, oh, here he go. And him putting on that baby oil.
Wait, who put the baby oil on? Armand?
Our mom put on baby oil every night. Like, oh, everybody, y'all got to get oiled up. Oh, we got to put the oil on. He's so funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's our show. Really, we don't have anything else to say. We've gotten it out of our chest about what we wanted to bring to the table about P-Diddy and all these other characters who are now coming up in the news. I just think they're all connected. I think R. Kelly is connected in some way. And maybe somebody wanted to get rid of R. Kelly before he starts squealing because he wants to get out.
Ah, and he might be talking so he can get out, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. He's been in there. How long? Has he been in there? 10 years?
When did he go in? He went in like 2018,
Oh,
19,
okay.
18, 19.
Oh, it just seemed like it's been a long time.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, y'all know what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to love yourself, know yourself, be true to yourself, stay fly, and always live in your truth. And don't get involved in any of these kind of activities. Please always be your true, authentic self at all times, and you'll be good. And until the next time, I'll see y'all on the flip side of the game. Peace.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.